Previously, Japan had strengthened its national power by modeling its state-building efforts on Chinese dynasties, leading to a cosmopolitan atmosphere in the Nara period. However, in the Heian period, uniquely Japanese culture emerged, including new scripts such as katakana and hiragana. A distinct Japanese aesthetic and philosophy developed. While this era, which lasted 390 years, is known for the aristocracy's opulence, corruption and deteriorating regional security led to the rise of the bushi and samurai, who eventually gained political power. In 794, Emperor Kanmu relocated the capital to Heian-kyo. With the decline of Tang China's influence, there was no longer a need for a standing army across Japan, except in the northeastern and Kyushu frontier regions. Additionally, financial constraints required securing resources for the new capital. Consequently, Emperor Kanmu abolished military conscription for the general populace, except in those frontier areas. Another reason for this was the widespread misuse of soldiers by local officials for private work. Kanmu also implemented policies to curb corruption. In 802, during the tenure of Generalissimo for the subjugation of barbarians, Sei Taishogun, Sakanue no Tamuramaro, the Emishi chieftain Aterui, who had long resisted the central government, surrendered. As a result, nearly all of Japan, except modern-day Aomori, Hokkaido, and Okinawa, came under imperial rule. However, the campaign was costly and caused economic hardship, leading Kanmu to halt both the Emishi conquest and the completion of Heian-kyo's grid plan. The title, Sei Taishogun, initially created for subduing the Emishi, later evolved to denote the leader of the shogunate. In 809, during the ascension of Emperor Seiga, a conflict arose with the abdicated Emperor Heizei. Emperor Seiga appointed Fujiwara no Fuyutsugu of the Fujiwara Hoki clan as Kurudo no To, chief of the imperial archives, a newly created position, in recognition of his support. Though the Fujiwara clan had weakened in the Nara period, they began regaining influence at this point. The Hokke lineage descended from Fujiwara no Fusasaki, the second son of the four Fujiwara brothers. Although the court distanced itself from Buddhist temples due to their excessive influence during the Nara period, exceptions were made for two state-sponsored temples in Heian-kyo, Toji and Saiji, which performed religious rites for the emperor. In 805, Saicho returned from studying in Tong and founded the Tendai sect of Buddhism, establishing Enryaku-ji on Mount Hiei. Similarly, Kukai, upon his return, founded the Shingon sect and built Kongobuji on Mount Koya in 816. In 823, Emperor Saga granted him control over Toji. Shingon Buddhism, with its promises of wealth and longevity, became especially popular among the aristocracy. These two monks introduced new Buddhist sects distinct from Nara's traditional Buddhism, receiving imperial support. They also established schools that continue their teachings to this day. In 858, the young Emperor Seiwa ascended the throne, and his maternal grandfather, Fujiwara no Yoshifusa, became the first Sessho, a regent of the emperor, despite being a subject. The Sessho position was created to govern on behalf of emperors who were minors, female or ill. In 884, Fujiwara no Mototsune, Yoshifusa's adopted son, was appointed Kanpaku, chief advisor for the emperor, since the emperor was already an adult and did not require a Sessho. This marked the beginning of the Seikan Seiji, where the Fujiwara clan increasingly monopolized high-ranking court positions. In 890, Emperor Uda, dissatisfied with the Fujiwara clan's dominance, appointed Sugawara no Michizane, a scholar, as his close advisor. Michizane, known for his innovative approach to governance, successfully petitioned for the abolition of missions to Tang China in 894, accelerating the development of Japan's indigenous culture. By this time, the foundations of kana scripts had emerged. Katakana, derived from parts of complex kanji, was first used by monks. Hiragana, developed from cursive kanji, was widely embraced by court ladies and thus called onade, women's hand. This advancement significantly expanded Japanese literary expression. In 899, during Emperor Daigo's reign, Sugawara no Michizane was appointed Minister of the Right. However, in 901, jealous aristocrats falsely accused him of plotting to overthrow the emperor, leading to his exile to Dazaifu, Fukuoka. Deprived of work and salary, Michizane succumbed to illness in 903 while still pleading his innocence. Subsequently, a series of mysterious deaths among his rivals led people to fear his vengeful spirit. To appease him, shrines were built in his honor. Dazaifu Tenmangu in Kyushu and Kitano Tenmangu in Kyoto. Today, he is revered as the god of learning, and students pray at these shrines for academic success. By 909, following Fujiwara no Tokihira's death, his brother Fujiwara no Tadahira succeeded him, strengthening the power of provincial governors. However, these governors imposed heavy taxes and confiscated land from private owners. In response, landowners entrusted their lands to powerful aristocrats and temples to evade taxation, severely weakening the state's finances. With central authority waning, crime increased, and local disputes over land ownership led to the emergence of armed groups. Over time, these warriors, initially hired as guards, formed organized bushi bands. The victorious bushi groups absorbed defeated ones, expanding their influence. To restore order, the court dispatched skilled mid- and lower-ranking aristocrats as provincial governors. Some of these officials, however, established their own bushi groups. Among them, the Taira clan, descended from Emperor Kanmu, and the Minamoto clan, descended from Emperor Seiwa, gained prominence due to their imperial lineage. As conflicts escalated, powerful Buddhist temples also armed themselves. Ironically, Enryaku-ji, founded by Saicho under Emperor Kanmu's approval, became one such militant stronghold. In 939, Taira no Masakado, who had been expanding his influence in what is now the Kanto region, launched a rebellion in opposition to the imperial court, aiming to establish an independent state. Masakado was enraged by the monopolization of key government positions by the Fujiwara clan, the unchecked governance of provincial officials, and the suffering of the people under heavy taxes and forced labor. Around the same time, in the Seto Inland Sea, Fujiwara no Sumitomo, a descendant of the northern house of Fujiwara, also launched a rebellion and occupied Dazaifu. Sumitomo was a local official responsible for suppressing pirates in the Seto Inland Sea, but he later became a pirate leader himself. In response, the imperial court dispatched bushi bands to suppress both uprisings. Masakado was defeated by a coalition force, including his cousin Taira no Satomori, while Minamoto no Tsunemoto, a member of the Minamoto clan, subdued Sumitomo. These victories elevated the status of bushi, leading to the rise of the Taira and Minamoto clans as samurai who served the imperial court as guards. In modern times, the terms bushi and samurai are often used interchangeably, but at the time only the elite bushi who directly served the imperial court and nobility were referred to as samurai. Masakado's head was publicly displayed in Heian, yet legend has it that his eyes remained open for months and his head did not decay, eventually flying back to the Kanto region. Though this may sound like mere folklore, Masakado's kubizuka, meaning Masakado's head mound, still stands in Otemachi, Tokyo. Whenever attempts were made to relocate it during redevelopment, misfortunes occurred, leading to its preservation among modern skyscrapers in Tokyo. The most powerful figure of the Fujiwara clan was Fujiwara no Michinaga in the 11th century. Despite being the fifth son, he overcame internal conflicts and rose to the top of the northern house of Fujiwara. By marrying his four daughters to emperors in succession, he controlled the imperial court. He even composed a poem boasting of his omnipotence, likening himself to a perfect full moon. Following his full moon analogy, Michinaga's fortunes began to wane. He fell ill, lost his son and two daughters, and attributed these misfortunes to the vengeful spirits of those he had vanquished. In 1027, he passed away at Hoshoji Temple, with his hand bound to a Buddha statue, chanting prayers in fear of retribution. The belief that those who died tragically could become vengeful spirits persisted deeply in Japan until the introduction of Western rationalism in the 19th century. Even today, many Japanese people remain wary of such curses, albeit with some skepticism. During this time, court ladies eagerly showcased their education by extensively using hiragana to produce various literary works. The Pillow Book by Sei Shonagon and The Tale of Genji by Murasaki Shikibu, both of which remain celebrated masterpieces. The anonymous Tale of the Bamboo Cutter is considered the oldest science fiction novel and the basis for the modern folktale, The Tale of Princess Kaguya. As writing became commonplace, aristocrats developed a tradition of exchanging love letters. This literary culture led to the development of stationery and writing accessories, which became objects of refinement. Additionally, illustrated scrolls flourished with The Tale of Genji. Picture scrolls and Choju Jinbutsu Giga, often regarded as a precursor to modern manga, being particularly famous. Traditional customs such as kakizome, first calligraphy of the year, hinamatsuri, girls' festival, tango no seku, boys' festival, and tanabata, star festival, also originated in the Heian period. Michinaga's eldest son, Fujiwara no Yorimichi, quickly rose to prominence and became the youngest regent at the age of 26. He continued to serve as regent for over 50 years, but his only daughter, who married Emperor Go-Reizei, did not bear a son. As a result, Emperor Go-Sanjo, who did not have a Fujiwara maternal grandfather and was opposed to Yorimichi, ascended the throne, leading to the decline of the Fujiwara clan's regency government. Seizing this opportunity, the imperial court reformed the system that had favored the Fujiwara and appointed officials outside of their lineage. In 1086, during the reign of Emperor Shirakawa, the political system shifted from regency rule, Sessho and Kampaku, to the cloistered government, Insei. Under this system, retired emperors, known as Joko, retained power. Shirakawa Joko held immense influence, but even he struggled to control the rise of warrior monks. These monks used religious authority as a weapon, frequently protesting and even resorting to destruction. During this time, Shirakawa Joko took notice of Minamoto no Yoshie, a skilled archer who had gained fame in the provinces. He summoned Yoshi to help suppress the warrior monks and serve as his personal guard. However, Yoshi's son, Minamoto no Yoshichika, was later exiled for crimes of pillage and murder. He rebelled but was ultimately subdued by Taira no Masamori, further elevating the status of the Taira clan. Meanwhile, in the central court, power struggles continued. In 1156, a conflict erupted between the retired emperor, Sutoku Joko, and the reigning emperor Go-Shirakawa, who opposed the cloistered government system. The Fujiwara clan, as well as the Minamoto and Taira clans, were divided, aligning with either Sutoku or Go-Shirakawa. Sutoku Joko, despite being advised to launch a night attack, hesitated, allowing Go-Shirakawa's forces to strike first and secure victory. Among the warriors who distinguished themselves in this battle were Taira no Kiyomori and Minamoto no Yoshitomo. In 1159, internal strife broke out, exacerbated by tensions between Taira no Kiyomori and Minamoto no Yoshitomo. Kiyomori emerged victorious, leading to the decline of the Minamoto clan. Following the precedent set by the Soga and Fujiwara clans, he married his daughters into the imperial family, securing political power and establishing Japan's first military government. In 1161, following the fall of the Tang dynasty, Kiyomori initiated trade with the Song dynasty, constructing Japan's first artificial harbor in Hakata. This trade bolstered the power of the Taira government, reaching its peak. During this time, the Taira controlled the Seto Inland Sea, maintained trade routes, managed port entries, and even facilitated Song dynasty pilgrimages to Itsukushima Shrine. By 1180, Emperor Go-Shirakawa, now a retired Howo, cloistered emperor, had grown increasingly surrounded by anti-Taira factions. Never fond of Kiyomori, he attempted multiple times to overthrow the Taira, but failed. Eventually, he sought the aid of Minamoto no Yoritomo, the sole surviving descendant of the Minamoto clan, spared by the Taira in 1159. The ensuing five-year war, lasting until 1185, saw Yoritomo's forces ultimately defeating the Taira. The Taira were nearly annihilated, marking the end of their rule and ushering in the next era with the establishment of Japan's first shogunate.